Hello everybody, Incon here, coming at you with another giveaway as well as answering some of your questions, guys. So we've got a ton of stuff today. First of all, we've got 15 winners of previous giveaways that have ended. We kind of had 2 giveaways going on at the same time. So we've got 5 Enchanted Chang'e winners and 10 Smite Tactics code winners, which we'll get to at the end of this video. For this video, guys, we're giving away 8,000 gems, but that's going to be a 24-hour giveaway only. So if you want to enter into that, you can do that right now below in the description. We're going to be finishing up that giveaway at the end of the stream tomorrow, which is Monday. That was just kind of spur of the moment. They have the gems, you know, still cheap for Black Friday or Cyber Monday or whatever it is. So I figured, heck, why not? Let's give away 8,000 gems. So it's only 24 hours. If you want to enter into that, of course, you can do that below. And we've got your questions, guys, that you've been asking me, of course, always on these giveaway videos. First up, we have Blackout Gaming asking, will Smite Tactics be on console? As of right now, there's no official word whether it's going to be on console or not. But given that Smite is on console and computer, given that I believe Paladins is in some sort of alpha stage for console as well as computer, and especially given that the man that made Smite Tactics is Scott Gandhi, of course known for the Xbox scene, was a professional console player, I can only imagine that eventually Smite Tactics will be on the console, as well as it would be a great thing for the player base, because Smite Tactics could have PC and console queuing together, because there's no advantage in a card game / chessboard game, if you will, that Smite Tactics is for having a mouse keyboard, which means that there's no reason why, if you had a console player base, that you couldn't just combine it with the PC player base and have them play each other. Just double the player base, essentially, because there's no advantage for either controller or keyboard. So I imagine, yes, it will be. Josiah asks us, are God ranks reset with every season? No. So your God ranks that you're getting on your characters when you're playing Athena, you're playing Isis, whatever, those worshippers do not reset from season to season. Your position within ranked will, so if you play ranked Joust, if you play ranked Conquest, that will reset. You will go back to qualifying at the start of a new season. But typically, when you reset from a new season, your ELO only soft resets. So say you were in the top 100 players, right? You were in Grandmasters at the end of the season. When it goes to reset you, you're not going to be exactly even with somebody that was in Silver 2. It's going to soft reset your ELO, and so you're still going to have a higher ELO starting that season than somebody in Silver 2 did, which means that when you go through your qualification games, there's a much better chance, even if you lose more games than that Silver 2 player, that you'll be placed in a higher division to start the season just because of the division you were in the season prior. I hope that makes sense. So basically, if you're in a higher position now at the end of this season, it'll make you better off for the start of the next season. Frost Gaze 2 asks us, do you think it's a good idea to run an ADC and healer in the dual lane and put your tanks elsewhere? You're not really going to run a healer in the dual lane. Right now, I mean, well, you can run a healer in the dual lane. It depends what you mean by healer. When I think healer, I think Aphrodite, I think Hell. And no, you don't want to run Aphrodite or Hell in that lane. But you do want to run things like Terra and Sylvanas, and they are definitely healers. They both have strong heals on them. So yes, you can run a healer in the dual lane, but you're looking towards Guan Yu, Sylvanas, Terra as that healer aspect, not the Aphrodite Hell. And that's just because, like, yes, you want to run tanks elsewhere. You're going to have a tank in the solo lane almost always, whether it be a Guardian or a Warrior. In the jungle, chances are you're going to have an Assassin. You can run a tank in the jungle. A composition that perhaps has, like, an Erlang Shen support. We've seen be very, very popular just because of how much crowd control he brings. I would not be surprised to see an Erlang Shen support, but then you throw something in the jungle like a Ymir that can go a lot tankier. That's also working fairly well right now. Then, you know, run another Warrior in the solo lane. So that could also work out for you right now in the current meta. But do not run a mage healer in the duo lane. You want to be running a tank healer. Gonzalez1 asks us, what do you want to see in Season 4? I want to see an influx of, first of all, new starter items. I think that if you just like doubled the starter items, there's like what, 5 right now, maybe 6. I could probably run through them, but who cares? I think if you just double the starter items, that changes up the game like crazy. I want, even if they're super, super specific starter items, I would love to see a ton of variation in the builds at the start of the game, you know? I think that would really add spice to the builds, because basically right now everybody buys the same thing. If you're a mage in the mid lane, you get Soulstone. If you're an ADC, you get Death Toll. If you're a Guardian, you're going to get Watcher's Gift. You know, this is basically super straightforward. I would love to see items that maybe are just like really streamlined toward one specific thing, or they have one specific counter early that you like wouldn't pick it up normally over, say, Watcher's Gift. But one game you're like, oh wow, this is the game that it's gonna work, you know, 1 out of every 10 games. That would be cool to me, just to see those situations be able to pop up for starter items. Because once the builds get going, you start to separate a little bit, but right at the very start, you're gonna see the exact same things every single time. As far as anything else in Season 4, I would really love to see a new buff. We haven't really had a new buff in a long time, so I would love to see them take out a buff and put in a new one, or just change the map so there's an additional buff on the map. Even something like that would be kind of fun. Perhaps instead of fire creeps at the fire giant, it's a buff spawn that's a new buff, and it's just like the buff by itself. I don't know. Something fun like that. Just because I'd like to see some sort of variance in the, you know, the typical speed blue damage buff. It'd be fun to see something new. And I don't really want, like, purple buff to come back, because we've already seen that. Just something new and exciting, like, or even a really old buff, like the old HP buff or something like that. Obviously, those were broken back in the day. But just something like that could be a lot of fun. Echo asks, will it be better if they bring back the fog for Season 4? I think they took away the fog early. I mean, it's been such a long time since I've played with fog. But for those of you that don't remember fog used to be in the jungle, so you basically couldn't see anything in front of you. It was like just a mist that covered everything. That was basically, if you were walking through the jungle, it felt super scary and you could get ganked because people would just come out of nowhere. I think they've kind of moved away from the fog by doing things like raising the walls in the jungle, so it feels more like you're closed in by the walls than it does vision limited by the fog. I want to say that the fog was probably something that was more frustrating than it was helpful. As a new player, you probably got killed a lot more often because you couldn't see because of the fog than you necessarily were enjoying the fog as like a ganking helper. So I doubt they'll bring back fog. I don't think I really want to see them bring that back. The limitation of visibility is just more frustrating than it is adding to gameplay. Finally, Dippin Capilla asks us, should hunters be building crits or go with all power? Pretty standard build right now, which may be changed with Oboe, but I doubt it. I haven't actually seen a pro hunter build since that, you know, small patch that changed Oboe. But pretty typically, people were building boots into either Devo gloves or Ichivol, and then you're looking at things like Aussie or Kins, so you get a ton of that attack speed right off the gate, right? Then you're going to get your Titan's Bane for Pen or Executioner, for the most part leaning towards Titan's Bane because that works against towers. And then people would start selling items, you start getting crits, you start getting your Wind Demon, you start getting your Deathbringers, stuff like that. So for the most part, you're looking at crits. Almost all hunters ended up going crits at some point in their builds and on most of the hunters that are available. So for the most part, you're looking at the attack speed crit build. Look towards Zatman's build being very, very popular. It's that Ichivol, Kins, Titan's Bane, crits, and whatnot. Alright, guys. So we had 15 giveaway winners, which is crazy. This is the most we've had in a long time. It's because we had 2 giveaways finishing at the exact same time. So congratulations to the following people on winning the Enchanted Chang'e skin: Samantha Catlett, Aaliyah Bob, Eliza Kadar, Matthew Couch, and Ricardo Diamond. Congratulations to you 5 for winning the Enchanted Chang'e skin. Look in your emails for that code. And congratulations to the following 10 people on winning a Smite Tactics code: Talbrin Porter, Robert Dott, Timmy Snyder, Jan Coruscant, Jordan Ellis, Joseph Saldivar, oh gosh, Liron Zur, Vinicus Cristelli, Michael Mishalev, and Dark Aiden. Congratulations to you guys on winning those 10 Smite Tactics codes. Of course, look in your emails, guys, to get those. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. Don't forget to enter into the giveaway down below. Same thing as always. Gleam if you follow Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, and subscribe. All of those things going to help you out. You just got to go right down there real quick. Takes just a moment to enter into that if you want a chance to win 8,000 gems. And don't forget, guys, to leave a question down below in the comments. It can be answered in our next giveaway video. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you all for the support. Couldn't do this without you guys. And as always, have a twitching day, y'all. It's the final countdown. Ba-da-ba-boo. Ba-da-ba-ba-boo. Ba-da-ba-boo. The final countdown.